Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, Fabulites. I got a question or two or three or four or five for you. What opens with us going via camera to the reel and we're following someone and we don't know who it is, Evelyn Lozada, and what closes with Shawnee and Tam Tam? That's her new nickname from me, Tam Tam, because she liked to bam bam. Having a chit chat, and Tam Tam is just going in on Evelyn, just trying to call her out. Did you guess Basketball Wives season 6 episode 1? Is it Basketball Wives LA or Miami? Where they at? What's going on? I'm confused. They done consolidated the thing. If you guessed that and you want to hear my review, my commentary, my feedback, my thoughts, my ideas, my beliefs, my worldview, please stick around. Like, comment, subscribe. Give it the thumbs up. Put your comments down below and share it. All of that. Okay, thanks for being here. So look, I think the main people are going to be Evelyn, Shawnee, Tammy, Malaysia, and Jackie. And I'm kind of excited about that because I can keep track of those 5 women. I actually remember them from Basketball Wives that I've seen over the years. I haven't just followed them, but I more or less know who those women are. And I think that I could recognize each and every one of them just, if in their interviews or in scenes, I can tell them apart. So I'm excited, and it's a small number. It's only 5 people, although I think there are going to be some guests on the show or some other people on the show. But the one other woman that we've seen, she's chocolate. She don't look like none of the other people. I could tell her from the other ones as well, so we're excited. And then the other thing that I've noticed since I'm doing this review and I was taking notes is that there were only 7 scenes. And I feel that that is much more elegant than the construction of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, I don't know, because now that I'm taking notes, I'm having a different experience rather than just watching the show for pure enjoyment and entertainment and in amazement. But I think that, more scenes is a little more, efficient. And also, I feel like from the previews, which got me to watch the show, we know what the conflict is of the season, the main conflict. And I feel like in episode 1, I just want to give kudos because we jump right into the conflict almost immediately without having to jump into a fight. I mean, it's a mental fight, an argument. There's tension. There's a conflict. But, we wasn't throwing bows and stuff. So it got juicy without getting bloody. So, I thought that I'm giving kudos for, the construction. It made sense to me. I understood it. And it makes it easier to follow what's going on, although my notes this time got a little better from the Real Housewives of Potomac. I think I might have a system. Don't you love a system? I love a system. Okay, hurry up, Angela. So again, we're at the Real. Evelyn is backstage preparing to go on. Is she a regular on the show? I guess that's a question. Or did she just do it a couple times like she said? I missed the whole thing on the Real. I don't really watch the Real. I've seen bits and pieces of episodes here and there, maybe the totality of which might amount to an episode or a half an episode. But I have seen Living Lozado on OWN here and there. It's not something that I would go out of my way to watch, or if I'm not watching it, I wonder what's going on with Ev and her daughter. No, but when I've watched it, it's entertaining enough. There's enough, commentary and conversation for me to have. And, it gets me thinking, well, what about this? Or I wonder why that? Or, I see a pattern here. But the point of this scene is, while Evelyn is getting ready to go on to do whatever she's doing, I don't know what she's doing, Shawnee comes to visit her. Yay, they're so happy to see each other. They're friends. They're back in town together. And Shawnee has some exciting news for Evelyn. She's having a birthday party. It's 70s theme because we're 70s babies. And she wants to let her know that Tam Tam is going to be at the party. Evelyn is not all that excited about it, and she makes a point. I don't know what language she uses, but basically she says we're too old to be resolving conflicts physically. And I totally understand. I agree. I just haven't personally had the experience. I think the last time that I got into a fight, I was, maybe 8 years old with my cousin. And I don't know when I got into a fight before that. So, and I don't see my mother fighting, or, the women that I know, I don't really hear about them fighting. So this whole fighting culture that I see on these TV shows where people resolve conflicts by fighting each other is kind of different for me. Although in the world, and I've kind of felt the same way about the world, when we have an issue with another country, it kind of confuses me that we Americans would go and drop a bomb on somebody, or go and bring people in with arms to fight with them like we're 2 years old. Like, I feel like we haven't evolved as a society beyond the point of, I'm mad at you, you're not doing what I want you to do, so I'm going to punch you in the face. Although I do feel like, and I guess another fight that I had within the last 5 years, somebody tried to rape me, and I felt like I had to fight for my life. So, if someone were to come to my home, or someone were to invade my space, in a violent way, I guess that if I felt like I was fighting for my life, as I did in that situation, I imagine I would fight for my life. I think a lot of what we're dealing with and what we're observing is desperation. People are desperate to make money and to be seen, and they're desperate for attention, and we're seeing mental health issues. That's what I really think. Although I still think that there's a lot of nuggets and opportunities to observe and learn and grow and develop. So, I think I watch it as much for the entertainment as I just think the people are really interesting. So it's just, I'm entertained by people all the time. I'm a people watching kind of person. So, I watch it for all kinds of entertainment. I'm not really all that crazy about the physical fighting, though. That kind of a little bit stresses me out. So I agree, Evelyn, although, and they show footage of your ass crawling across, climbing across the table. Although I know that, as, we'll get into it, part of Tammy's issue with you, and part of my question too, and, it ain't really none of my business specifically, but I think that in life, sometimes we want to have grown beyond something, and we want to, when we're in the process of growing and developing and becoming better people and more mature people, and developing tools for dealing with things in our life, sometimes we might not be as far as we think we are, or as far as we'd like to be, or as far as we'd like for other people to think that we are. So I can see where Tammy is like, that's the same old biatch. She wants y'all to think she's somebody else, but I'm inside of her world, and I'm about to expose her ass. So, that's that. Then the next scene, we have Jackie with her pregnant daughter Chantel, and her daughter is pregnant by someone who is a baller who works in the Ukraine, and Jackie is house hunting and making movies. She says she's making movies, and there is mention of Takari, and Takari, I have gathered over the years, is Jackie's oldest daughter, and I've gotten the impression, I don't know, but I've gotten the impression that Jackie might feel that Takari is too heavy and too dark-skinned to be acceptable in Jackie's ideal world. And so, there's some tension there. It seemed like I was reading something somewhere. I don't have Instagram, but somebody had pulled off of Instagram or something. I don't remember. Okay, so the third scene is Tammy. Tammy is at Shawnee's place. They're having baby making conversations because, Miss Tam is trying to get pregnant. And Shawnee says, my good friend Evelyn, who you may or may not remember, she's trying to get pregnant as well. Y'all are both older women who are trying to get pregnant. Y'all have that in common. And, Tam is, of course, not excited about seeing Evelyn. I shouldn't say of course, because we've seen the previews. That's how we know. I didn't really know what was going on with them or what the nature of their relationship is. But the main point of that scene for me is that it's established that from Tammy's perspective, if Evelyn apologizes for those interviews she did where she talked nasty about or she talked about Tammy, that Tammy might think about being cool with Evelyn. She not even sure if she apologized, if she gonna be cool with her. So that's scene number 3. And scene number 4, we see Tammy and Jackie out at a restaurant. And I love Tammy's styling, her hair, her makeup, the color she had on. I thought it was very fresh and energetic looking. I don't know if young is really the word, but the twist in the hair, you know, the hair down and then the twisted up, and the colors and the jacket or whatever. I thought I liked it. And I almost did not recognize Tam Tam. So that was one moment of being like, is that Tammy? That's Tammy. I could tell from her voice, though, and what she was saying, and her carriage, her deportment, her attitude. I knew who it was. But Jackie is mad at Evelyn because Evelyn has donated to Takari. Now, Takari has gone online on these internet streets and put the word out that she and her baby is desperate for money. She need money. She need donations. Hey, stranger who I don't know, could you give me $5 or $10 or $20? And one stranger, Evelyn, gave her $2,500 or $5,000 because her child had been burnt in a fire at daycare or something like that. Now, Jackie is upset. I think Jackie is upset because she's like, I've met Evelyn once, and she's trying to say I'm not a good mother. Why are they flying down my street? She's trying to say I'm not a good mother to Takari. Takari could have come to me for the money. She ain't have to go on these internet streets begging. But that's an issue between Takari and Jackie, not between Jackie and Ev, you know, I think. But Jackie wants to get into Evelyn's behind. So it's set up where, you know, Evelyn is going to come on and there's going to be all this tension with people, you know, toward her. Except for Shawnee. Shawnee cool with everybody. And Tammy says that her best guess, Tam Tam, as to why Evelyn might have donated money to Jackie's daughter for her GoFundMe account, raising money for her son, and Evelyn donated the full amount, whatever was needed to cover it. She just covered it. Is because she said something to the fact that Evelyn is trying to stay relevant since her show was canceled. Is she referring to the show on OWN? I don't know. And also, I'm thinking not only is her show canceled, but this show is coming on. So there's a new show coming on, or she's coming back to this old show. So let's talk about Ev. What's up with Ev? Let's get some drama and some conversation going let's put Ev's name back in our mouths. And I learned in that scene that it's been 4 years since Tammy and Evelyn have talked. And Tam Tam gives Jackie her history with Evelyn, the Ev Tam history. And so Jackie asks, well, are you open, you know, Tam Tam? And Tam Tam rolls her eyes. She don't sip tea or sip wine. She just rolls her eyes. So we don't know. We can tell she don't know if she open. She trying to figure it out. And she gonna play that by eyes, by ear. She gonna play that by ear. We meet Kiana, who's a new person, and she's out with Shawnee. She ends up crying in her interview, her green screen or whatever, that back interview. And I think that it brings up this whole issue of the side chick, because I had heard about her because there was a Iggy Azalea, this white rapper, was dating this black, y'all probably already know the story, it's only a few of us out here, but she was dating this black basketball player. She was engaged to him, and then it was like some news story where one of his teammates recorded him talking about how he cheats on Iggy, and then his friend, his teammate, put that tape out to TMZ or whatever. I tell you, the friends some of these people have, the people they be confiding in, they gonna learn. No, I guess they gonna learn. Because with friends like that, I tell you. But I was shocked. I'm like, what kind of friend is that? He just telling this, he's a grown man telling another grown man all his business. But anyway, this woman, Kiana, who's on the show, Chocolate, and somebody said she looked masculine. She was pretty to me. She didn't look masculine. She has strong features. But I wouldn't have described her as masculine, but you know, I don't know. But she had, I don't know if she was the only one that this basketball player was cheating with, but I guess during that time that he was engaged to Iggy, she got pregnant with or had her second child with him. So she has 2 children with him now. And she's very impressed with all Shawnee has done. And it made me curious, well, what has Shawnee done? She produces this Basketball Wives show, I understand. And I mean, I'm not saying that's not an accomplishment, because I feel like producing anything is an accomplishment. And I'm not really saying anything about Shawnee's accomplishments, because I don't really know her or what she's done. But it made me curious, like, oh, I gotta Google, and this just reminded me now I gotta Google and see, what she's accomplished. But it raises a side chick issue, because she feels that she's been wrong, because she says she wasn't the side chick because she had children with this man, and that basically Iggy came in and got engaged to the man that she was not involved with, so she not the side chick. But this whole side chick conversation, dealing with married men conversation, if you don't know the man is married, does it count? On it's not Shots Fired, on Rebel, she's separated from her husband and he's living with another man, and Rebel has told the other woman, that you're a side chick, basically. So this whole side chick, not side chick, conversation, I think is really interesting. And I was saying to my mother that I think just the best example and the most, I don't know if it blew my mind, but I was like, wow, was on that other show where Peter Guns was with a woman for 5, 10, 25 years. They got 2, 3, 20 children, and he goes off and marries another woman who we think is the side chick, but she's the wife. She's got the tattoo and everything, Mrs. Pinky. So is she the side chick, or is she the wife, or is she the main woman? And then the woman who been with him, who we think is the main woman, maybe she the side chick. I mean, and I mean, what does side chick really mean? I mean, so anyway, I just thought that was interesting. And then we have, this is the main scene here, scene 6. Everybody is there. Even Kiana, who doesn't say anything, and at some point she disappears. But when the people start appearing at the bar in the beginning, it's the 70s party at the bar for Jackie. When the people start appearing, Kiana is the first one there. Jackie is there, then Kiana, and Kiana and Jackie's hoe, because Jackie is dressed up like a pimp in her hoe. I didn't know who the hoe was. Were we supposed to know who that was? The woman who was playing her hoe? Then Tam comes with her face beat, her face. She is really, there are some really beautiful women in the world, and Tam is one of those beautiful women physically. Shawnee, she's probably a beautiful person in the inside too. We all struggling with issues. Then Shawnee came, then Ev came, and I liked how Ev's hair was done and her styling as well. She greets everybody, or greets, we don't know who she greets, all of them, but she does greet Tam, Evelyn. Hi, Tammy. And she goes to kiss her and hug her, or kiss her or hug her or whatever. And Tam is not here for it. And, Evelyn is like, well, I was just trying to be polite. I was trying to be classy. And Tam is like, well, that's just being fake. We don't have that kind of relationship, and I'm not, it's classy to greet somebody. Maybe she don't say all of that, but I can see what she's saying. You say, hi, how are you? You ain't got to hug me and kiss me if we ain't cool, So she says that the shade starts early, and I guess I'm just gonna have an ongoing beef with this idea of shade, because I feel like I don't think that Tammy was shading her. I think that Tam was like, no, I'm not gonna hug and kiss you. What was shady about that? No, I'm not going to hug and kiss you. We're not friends like that, and I'm not going to fake. That's not really shady. That was just honest and straight up. It was a little dry. It was very dry. And, we could sense the hostility, but I don't think it was shady. That's just my opinion. And I'm like, welcome back to Cutthroat Reality TV, because Jackie want to jump in and resolve her issue with her. Ain't nobody scared of Jackie. And I don't know, I'm sure some people do respect Jackie, but the character that she is portrayed on TV and the way that she is portrayed on that TV show is like difficult for me to respect her as a viewer. Now, maybe some other viewers respect her, I don't know. But it also seems like her castmates don't really respect her. She's like a wannabe drama queen, but then she was just like, okay, if you gave money to my baby because you wanted to help my baby, okay. I don't know, I could have done without that. They could cut Jackie off for me. I guess Jackie has like a kooky crazy factor where you're like, she's really kooky and crazy and you don't know what she's gonna do or say. So I guess that unpredictability is interesting for comic relief in a way, but Jackie goes to the airport. She just stayed at the party long enough to resolve her issue with Evelyn, and now they're good friends, so she's going on to the airport. Shawnee starts a mediation with Evelyn and Tam. You did an interview after I thought we were cool enough for a direct conversation, so that's why I'm mad at you. Evelyn, I don't sleep with married men. And I want to get this timeline established, because when I slept with your man, y'all were filed for divorce, or y'all were separated, or whatever. Tam, you don't care about the families you destroying. You the same old bitch that you been. You trying to portray yourself as someone other than who you are. You're trying to act like you got elevated when you got with Iyanla, and we know Iyanla, bless her heart, but she seemed like she can be kind of grimy and mean too. So they might be a good match, or I guess everybody's trying to do the best that they can. But you the same old bitch in terms of, fighting, but also I think more importantly, you the same old bitch in terms of dealing with married people, because that's basically the end of that scene. But the next scene we see Shawnee and Tam talking. They're at a restaurant or something, and we find out that time does not heal everything, and we already know that there's some stuff that you have to work on, and there's some stuff that you work on over here, and then it heals something over there. But they have issues. They have long-standing issues, and I think that this whole "you are a non-motherfucking factor" is an ongoing issue for Tammy. She did not like that. She did not appreciate that, and she has not forgiven that woman for that. And also I think that she feels that Evelyn was dealing with, and I read someplace that that Evelyn was dealing with that man, whether she knew or didn't know that he was married is not really the issue. Evelyn didn't give a fuck if the man was married. Evelyn is out here, it appears to me, she has found a way to use what she has to get money. And that's what she's doing. And she uses some of what she has with men to get money. And she don't care if the men are married or not married. That's just like I sell Mary Kay. I don't care if you married or not married if you want to buy Mary Kay from me. Evelyn is like, I don't care if you're not married or not married if you're going to support me and give me money and buy me shoes or whatever, her negotiation is. I don't know what her negotiation is. And Tammy is mad with that. And Tammy gets real, she says some stuff about Evelyn being a hoe. Because Shawnee is like, why are we still talking about stuff that's 20 years old, 10 years old, 5 years old? It's because she's still mad, because people are still mad about that. Evelyn is mad about being portrayed publicly as a woman who would sleep with a married man, although I don't know her, but I get the impression that privately she might. And certainly Tammy is trying to perpetuate that image that she would sleep with. I get the impression that if you have the money and you can compensate her in ways in which she feels are in alignment with what she wants, then hey, let's do this thing. But Tam is like, Ev is doing the same stuff. She ain't changed. She's her current dude's mistress. I'm like, what? I thought they were engaged. They had the baby together. Now, it does seem to me that they've been engaged for a long time. I guess I'm relatively old-fashioned. I feel like after a couple years of engagement, I don't really understand. And I really feel like a couple of years of engagement is for a young woman who's planning a big wedding. A young woman, or a traditional woman, or a wealthy woman who's planning a big wedding. You need, 24 months to plan a big event, a wedding. But, for the rest of us, I'm not saying you need to marry somebody after 2 weeks, but after you've been engaged for a little while, I don't know what we waiting for. But I didn't know, and I read someplace or heard someplace since then, or maybe before then, that there's something where, and maybe it was on this show, where he and that's this whole side piece thing, but where he has a child who's close in age to Evelyn's child, and it's like there's some overlapping in terms of him having a child and Evelyn, getting pregnant. But that when a woman is pregnant with a child, she's pregnant for 9 months, but that don't mean that he ain't fucking nobody else for 9 months. And she could have got pregnant, and they might not have even been in a relationship. So that's not necessarily evidence, if the children are close in age, that something, what's going on with a married man. But anyway, that's Basketball Wives. I think I already said it. This is my second time recording this thing because my battery died. Look at, I was at 6%. Now I'm at 22%. It's amazing what happens when you plug your stuff in. The charge goes up instead of down. But I'm looking forward to the season of Basketball Wives. I can't figure out if it's LA, Miami, if they've consolidated them. The people who are coming on the show, I think I've heard gossip about the women who I don't know enough to be able to figure out who's who and follow the storyline. So that's it. It's not like watching, as somebody says, Patonka. With Patonka, I didn't, it's kind of like I'm trying, but I know I'm gonna be back next week for Basketball Wives. I want to see the dynamics unfold and what dirt is going to be spilled and how it's spilled. And I want to see I want to hear rumors about how other people are living, because I don't live anything like that. It's a whole world out here. So thank you for listening. What you think? What you thinking? Look at this baby carrying this garbage can. I don't know where this child, oh, he live over there. So that's it. Basketball Wives, they're back. Ev is back. Tam is back. I'm looking forward to seeing Malaysia. Look, I'm getting all loud. Who else? Is that it? Malaysia. Jackie I could do without. And Shawnee I could do without. But Ev, Tammy, and Malaysia, I guess I'm looking forward to seeing what's up with them. I heard Malaysia got a settlement. And, she's building her jewelry business. I got to look that up. The family jewelry business. So that's it. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Bye.